Hello, my name is Ryan Williams and I'm sharing my research findings on this YouTube channel and on my blog IIT Education. In my last video I distinguished the differences between the terms social network and social media, where I described social networking as creating a profile and connecting with friends, whereas social media is more about the dialogue that we're having and the conversations that we're having on these platforms. Because you can have social dialogue on YouTube and in WhatsApp groups, I'm going to include that whenever I refer to social media. And today I'm going to describe how social media can be used in a pedagogical sense. When describing my research to academics within the social science community, I always get asked how can it be done, because Facebook isn't a learning tool. Well, that's not necessarily true. I'm coming from this research from a social constructivist point of view and through the lens of Trowler's socio-cultural theory and the idea that social interactions, which is now online, are important for learning. I've categorised the main uses of social media in education into three sections. Firstly, communication, and that could be communication between the teacher and the pupil, or a pupil with another pupil. Some examples would be a teacher posting course material on their Facebook or their Twitter page for students to then read or interact with. It could be using a hashtag similar to how they use it in conference arenas, where you have a generic hashtag and then you have further deeper conversations outside the workshop or the session. It could be in a language class or even in an MFL class, students creating a social networking page or profile and then communicating in that different language with another pupil. Secondly is assessing. So some examples of that would be a student creating a Twitter profile or a blog, and that being worth X amount of credits or percent towards a final grade. It could be students having a live debate on a social networking site like Twitter. Or it could be the teacher posting surprise questions on a social networking site for students to then interact with throughout the session. Thirdly, collaboration. And an example of that would be if you're working on a project with somebody who you're not in the same room as, or you don't see that often, having the conversations through social media. Another example would be students getting together and creating a timeline or a calendar or some sort of diary, project diary, using some of the functionality on social networking sites, so like using a WhatsApp group or Facebook calendar, for example. There is quite a bit of new research out there, but I want to talk about one American researcher, Maggie Landon, who recently published an article where she adopted a social media strategy in the classroom. She asked her students to complete the following sentences throughout the year, either in a social media post or a tweet. This activity was done in every single seminar session throughout the year. When evaluating the study, Landon argued that all learning outcomes were met and engagement measured as a percent completed versus previous tasks on Moodle and Blackboard was much higher. This task was used to gain an understanding of students' comprehension of the course material, and when asked, all students agreed that this did support class discussion. Finally, Landon argued that social media provides an additional teaching and engagement tool that promotes active learning and which is adaptable to various teaching situations. Thank you for watching. I recently posted an article titled Technophobes versus Technophiles, Understanding the Enemy's Position, which is available on my blog IIT Education. Thank you.